Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is September 19th, 2025, and it's been revealed that John Laporta met with representatives from Spotify during the Newcastle match. Also, a Barcelona target just signed with another club, and you're going to be surprised which club it is. And finally, preparations have begun at Montjuic as Barcelona plan to host the PSG match and perhaps another match that we thought was going to be played at the Camp Nou. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and we'll begin this video with the news. Well, before we begin with the news, you might be wondering, why am I wearing these headphones? Well, I have been getting a lot of complaints about the sound, like some chopper in the background, some fluttering background noise. I've heard it too in my videos, and trust me, it annoys the hell out of me. I've been working really hard to try to get rid of that background noise. I've bought new cables, I've unplugged things. I've been spent hours on YouTube and reading articles. Today I bought a new hardware piece that supposedly eliminates this interference. So this is why I'm wearing these headphones, to see if it works or to test out the sound. So let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think the sound is better now? Do you think it's still a problem? Please let me know. I'm trying to work this sound problem out. I'm no sound engineer, so I'm like really out of my depth, but I'm trying my best, so please let me know. I want to hear you guys' feedback. Anyways, back to the news, or I guess let's start with the news. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as I reported previously during the podcast and previous videos, Barcelona have officially confirmed that the Champions League match against PSG will be played at Montjuic because, the Camp Nou will not be ready per UEFA's regulation, because it has to be Phase 1B with the section behind south goal plus the two lateral sections open, be able to host 45,000 people. That is not going to be ready by the PSG match. And of course, also, even if Barcelona were allowed by UEFA to return to the Phase 1A where only 27,000 people are allowed, this still would not be enough to give PSG the agreed upon allotted tickets for the away fans. So Barcelona has decided to play at Montjuic, and check these pictures out because preparations have already begun. Now, as you know, Montjuic was not available for the Valencia match because 2 days before that there was a concert. There was the Post Malone concert, and here, as you see, they're starting to remove those planks. Those are planks that are placed above the grass in order to protect the grass from the concert, from the stage, from the fans, etc., etc., etc. So these planks are starting to be removed. The pitch is starting to get prepped. And of course, also the stands, now they're covered. As you know, the first few rows of stands you cannot use because the visibility is not that great, because it's not a football stadium. This is an Olympic stadium. So now they're installing those banners back, all those banners that they had to remove at the end of last season because we thought we were done, now being installed once again in preparations for the PSG match. Now, here is the kicker, or here is the bad news. Seems like Montjuic will also be used for the match against Real Sociedad. Now, as you might recall, Barcelona were planning to return to the Camp Nou for the Real Sociedad match with 27,000 people capacity and then go to Montjuic for PSG. But Barcelona are yet to get the permit from the city for Camp Nou. So it looks like we might also play the Real Sociedad match at Montjuic since it's a few days before the PSG match. Plus, they host 50,000 people, so we can make a lot more money than playing at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. And finally, speaking of the Estadio Johan Cruyff, of course, Barcelona would have to get yet another exception from La Liga because, as you know, the Estadio Johan Cruyff, per the rules, is not allowed to host first division games because it has a capacity of 6,000 people and you need a minimum capacity of 8. But Barcelona, of course, have obtained exceptions for the matches of Valencia, which already happened, and of course, this weekend's match against Getafe. So Barcelona would have to get another exception for the Real Sociedad match. So it looks like the Real Sociedad match might be played at Montjuic, just like the PSG match. Anyways, speaking of the Champions League, there's something that we missed, or that I forgot to talk about during the post-match live analysis, and that is the penalty kick against Ferran Torres, or at least what looked like could be a penalty kick against Ferran Torres, where Ferran Torres was taken down inside the box. And here's the crazy thing. Not only did the ref not review it, not only did the VAR not call the ref, even the broadcaster did not even dare to show us a single replay. But I have the play here pulled up. I want you to look at it. And I want you to let me know, what are your thoughts? Did you think it was a penalty kick? Yes, no, why? Let me know down below in the comment section. And let's look at the play. All right, so there's Ferran Torres. He controls the ball with the chest, and boom, he gets taken down inside the box. Again, let's see it again. Boom, taken down inside the box. The referee immediately waved it off. The VAR never called the ref. The ref never went to review it. And the crazy thing is the broadcaster never even showed us a single replay. But now that you have seen it a couple of times, let me know. Do you think that was a penalty? Yes, no. To me, it does look like penalty. Again, I cannot be certain unless I see it in slow motion, different angles. But I think at least the minimum, the bare minimum, this should have been reviewed. Now, it might have been not penalty kick once the review happened. That's a possibility. We don't have all the facts. But at least review it. I think this is a play that at least merits to be reviewed. Now, let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think about this play? I'm very curious to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Now, speaking of the Newcastle match, it's been revealed that Laporta met with executives from Spotify. Now, as I reported in a previous video, I think it was the podcast from Wednesday, Spotify have informed Barcelona that they want to extend their partnership. As you know, Spotify became Barcelona's main partner in 2022, where Spotify have been paying 57.5 million euros per season, plus another 5 million euros for the rights to have their logo appear on Barcelona's training kits. This agreement, or this part of the agreement for the training kit, expired back in June, but nonetheless, Barcelona are still wearing the Spotify logo on their training kits. Now, the Spotify agreement expires this upcoming summer in 2026, and Spotify has already notified Barcelona that they want to extend their contract. So as I reported before, there was an initial meeting to kind of lay the foundation for this extension, where Barcelona are hoping to extend it by another 4 years, where they would earn 65 million euros instead of 57.5, plus another 10 million euros for the Spotify logo to appear on the front of the training kits. And there's the option of another 5 million euros per season for the Spotify logo to also appear on the back of the training kits. Now, as I told you, there was an initial meeting in the city of Barcelona to lay the foundation, and it seems like there was a second meeting during the Newcastle match, where Laporta, who was leading the Barcelona delegation, met with Mark Hazan, who is Spotify's global marketing chief, and an intermediary, Darren Dane. Now, this worries me a little bit because this was the same intermediary that helped Barcelona with the Nike deal, and we ended up paying him 50 million euros, 50. That's insane. Let's hope he doesn't get another 50 million euro check from Barcelona for helping with this deal. Again, why do we need an intermediary? We're already partners with Spotify. We were already partners with Nike. I don't know. I think this is a question that Laporta needs to be asked. But nonetheless, the executives, Laporta and executive Spotify plus Darren Dane, were seen meeting inside the director's box in the stadium, on Newcastle Stadium, during the match. So it looks like there's more movement on these negotiations as Barcelona and Spotify look to extend their partnership, which I gotta say, I'm very happy about this partnership. Not only it's a lot of money for Barcelona, but I really like this, this colliding of two big worlds, the sports world and the music world, plus all the collaboration with the artists that we've had. I think it's very unique, very awesome. I'm very happy about this partnership, and I'm looking forward for this partnership to be extended. Now, on to the next bit of news, because ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona will miss out, or at least for now, on a target that they were tracking during the summer, who's no other than Nasser Villarreal. Now, we talked about Nasser Villarreal in the summer. I think we even talked about him before the summer, back in the spring. But he's a 20-year-old center forward that Barcelona were tracking. He really shined in the Under-20 South American Championship, where he was the top scorer, scoring 8 goals and also providing 4 assists. And his bad relationship with his former club, Millonarios de Bogotá, opened a door for possibility of Barcelona signing him, because he was not looking to renew his contract. So not only Barcelona had the opportunity to sign a rising star, but they also had the opportunity to sign him for free. Now, there was a lot of context between Barcelona and Nasser Villarreal, but nothing really transpired. One, Barcelona's financial fair play. Another reason is, of course, Nasser would have been a Barca Athletic player until he adapted, and with Barca Athletic getting demoted to 4th division, it became a little bit more difficult to convince the player and any other player to come to Barca Athletic. Other European clubs were also interested in him, like Liverpool, Newcastle, Porto. They even say Atletico Madrid were in negotiations with the player But it seems like the player has decided to delay his move to Europe because he has officially joined Cruzeiro in Brazil. Pretty shocking move with how many European clubs were interested in him. He has chosen to go to Brazil, and he has signed a contract until 2030. So 5-year contract. Yes, 5-year contract. I have to do the math. What's going on with me? I guess it's pretty late. Now, this is a pre-agreement because Nacer Villarreal's contract with Millonarios de Bogotá does not expire until the end of the year, December. So in December, he will join Cruzeiro. So the player delaying his move to Europe, which I think sometimes that is a smart move. I think sometimes when you make a jump to Europe too early, it could end up ruining your career, kind of like Vitor Roque. So I think this is a good move on behalf of Nacer Villarreal. But of course, we have to see, did he leave a clause in his contract that would allow him to make a move to Europe? If so, how much? Hopefully it's not too high. That way, maybe Barcelona could sign him down the road. Now, we'll end today's video with the news that Deco has met with Eric Garcia's agent, Ivan de la Peña, at the Barcelona offices in order to extend the contract of the Barcelona defender who went from being a for sure exit to being an incredibly important player for Hansi Flick, a very versatile defender. He can play as a right back, left back, center back, defensive midfielder, goalkeeper, referee, towel boy, water boy. I mean, you name it. This guy can do it all. And while Hansi Flick blocked his exit twice in the winter transfer market, also in the summer, not this summer, last summer, of course. This summer, there was no talks about his exit. And Hansi Flick even personally requested from Barcelona to extend the contract of Eric Garcia, which expires in the summer of 2026. And as a result, Deco has officially met with Eric Garcia's agent in order to begin negotiations. Now, Eric Garcia has a release clause worth 400 million euros. He has a mid-table salary. He's not really looking to, a huge jump or a big salary jump or anything like that. He, of course, just wants the opportunity to continue playing at his boyhood club. Anyways, that is all for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.